Welcome to Beauties and Beasties, the Independent Pest Podcast for the UK. Hello, hello, hello. How are we all doing?
Oi, oi.
Hey up, guys.
That's Joe.
I know. You say Joe. I say Brain from.
Brains.
Brains from Thunderbirds.
Thunderbirds. Yeah.
So for anyone who's listening into this on their way to first day back to work and the rest of it, we are taking the piss out of Sean because he is wearing his very shiny new glasses, which are, I have to say, high-tech masterpieces. Assuming it's a Christmas present, Sean.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't expecting them. If anyone knows me, they know I don't necessarily love gadgets, but I love keeping up to date with stuff. And I have, I bought a load of shares in Meta in about 4 or 5 years ago when they tanked because Zuckerberg went into AI, into VR and stuff like that. And this is his latest thing, isn't it? Or there's a new one coming out, but we got these for Christmas. And I must say, after having them on for a day, I honestly believe the days of your mobile phone are numbered. They're numbered. Like, I've been using them when I've been on the boat. When I was fixing Max, well, I wasn't fixing, but we're putting stuff on Matthew's bike earlier, a new seat, a brake, a this or that, some new tyres. Had these on, taking calls, sending calls out. It's as clear, if not better. Sit in the house with your glasses on, look at the minute, looking at your phone, but nobody really can hear what's going on in them, making calls on them and all that sort of jazz. And I can't believe that it won't get to a point where an employee is wearing a pair of these and records the conversation or records what he's looking at for his boss, who's also wearing a pair of these, watching what's going on and can talk him through something. I just can't. I think that's within grasp now. It's got to be there or thereabouts. We've got to be close. But yeah, I love them. Although you do look like a bit of a twat. But I guess this is the equivalent. The first bloke who walked around with the massive mobile phone. Do you know what I mean? They're like,
"Oh, I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone."
Yeah. So this is the equivalent. But I must say, I'm impressed with them. Incredibly impressed with them.
Does it do translate?
Yeah.
So if I start talking Japanese, you'll get to hear it in English.
Yeah.
Go on, speak some Japanese then, Hugh.
Yeah. You've set it up now.
Skarimasu.
Got a case. Look at this. How cool is this?
Moving swiftly on.
Look. This is how you charge them. Put them in a case, and the case charges your goggles. Anyways, that's enough of that.
Awesome. So you guys had a good Christmas then? All fun and games?
Yeah, it was a good Christmas. Yeah, not too bad at all. Got my
And
present. Got my present.
The blinds.
Yeah, are we talking about the blinds here? Are we talking about the Guardian Pest Control sign? Yes. I could have sworn you've had a little sign there for many, many months now. Or have I just gone mental?
Yeah, no, that's why I was saying I hit the fucking blinds, because I'm...
Oh, God.
That was that one. But this one's 3D.
There is a... Well, because it's a real object. Everything's 3D, Hugh.
Well, yeah, but it's like looks 3D. Neil printed it on his 3D
Sorry,
printer.
it does look proper smart. I just love that. Can I get a pair of glasses to turn the real world into 3D? Excellent stuff.
Wayne Gardner got a pair of glasses, took them hunting today, got some great videos. I can't wait to give them a go. I think they're going to be fantastic.
I don't think you can fit these on while you're walking around.
Oh, you can.
So,
did you see what
that's my prediction. When this merges with that, what
That's
Hugh's got a Quest 3 for anyone watching back there. I think we are not far off them two merging, and when they do, I think it's a game. Yeah.
Oh. There was a sci-fi short or something like that with, everyone's wearing their glasses, everyone's wearing their sort of like meta specs or whatever it is, and because the entire world is augmented reality, slowly but surely, the corporations decided what you could and could not see in the world. Things that were unpalatable were simply just edited out and replaced with, just NPCs. But no, no one thinks about.
John, it is. You laugh, but that's the worry, isn't it? That because they seem to be going absolutely fucking pissed with power lately, don't you? The politicians, all of them, seem to like the bad for it, anyways. But it seems like it's getting real bad lately, doesn't it?
Wasn't that one of the Black Mirror episodes when
it might have been actually?
Yeah, somebody was like a bad boy, so you just phased him out. He couldn't be seen, he couldn't be heard, he couldn't talk to anybody, but it was there, but you couldn't see him.
I mean, it's a little bit like the China's social passports, isn't it? That they have, where if you're linked to your social media and your performance, and you have so many credits, and if you are not a productive member of society, then you get your rights to travel taken away, or your rights to buy certain things taken away. I'm not sure how true that is and how much of that's propaganda, but either way, Merry Christmas, guys.
Well, wait and see. When we get ID cards, we'll find out, won't we?
Yeah. No, let's not.
Oh, Hugh, let's be honest. They've promised they won't abuse them. So we're going to be fine. They've made that promise. And everyone knows they always keep to the word, politicians, don't they?
Yeah.
Right. I have spent a long time writing a quiz, and if you two derail this, I will stamp my feet and shit. Right. So,
just before we move on, I got this. Hugh got a sign. What did you get, Alex?
I got a pair of sunglasses from my brother, and I got some little bits and bobs and some trinkets from my old man, who sent me. So one of the things he bought me a whole load of LED strip lamps, which I'm using to sort of like edge around my mirrors and stuff. It doesn't sound exciting. I'm excited for it. So there we go. Hello, everyone. There's a lot of people on tonight, more than I was expecting. So either everyone is fully fed up of, speaking
Turkey
to
and chocolate.
Today, or absolutely
got another
full of chocolate
sign.
and having a bit of a nap on the sofa.
I did get another sign, an on-air sign, but I can't work out the lighting on it.
A what sign?
It says on air, like a proper podcaster.
Oh.
But as soon as
you're gonna get one of those, Sean.
Yeah, he is for his new studio.
However, we have power in there now. It's I've got Dowlow coming to paint it at some point between Christmas and New Year. There's power in, the lights is in. It's been plastered and all that sort of jazz. I bought the flooring for it today, so that's to go down. So I'll see the internet guys probably between Christmas and New Year. It's the best way to extend the Wi-Fi into it, and then I'm ready to rock and roll. I won't have any of them gate on air signs though.
You'll have like Joe Rogan, won't it? Joe Rogan kill line.
It would be a bit weird having a Joe Rogan sign, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah, be a bit strange, but hey, you could have a kill line one.
Yeah.
I do know someone that had one specially made up, and it looks absolutely awesome. Well, I had one made up, but that was a Beauties Beasties one. But Ian had a Pest Guard one made up with the whole logo with the flying wings and everything. And that looks absolutely pucker.
Right.
Anyway.
Well, interestingly, I do have to do something with that for to get it through the business. I have to be able to prove it as an office. So it'll be done out as an office because it is an office. So I'll have to do something rather than just leave it as a blank white room with some furniture in it.
You could have like a wrap, a kill line wrap across the back wall.
I've been doing one. I've been designing one.
Ah, see, great minds.
Yeah, been designing one. I'll probably never do it, but yeah. Should we go for a quiz?
Let's do it.
Shall we go for the quiz? Yes. Right. So how I think we're going to do this quiz, because of course I've written this quiz. I've put it together. Sean and Hugh don't know what's going on, so I suggest you guys play along. You play along with this as best you can. There is no. We'll get to one pitch around in a little bit, where we'll do it a little bit differently. So we're going to get Hugh to describe the logos to Sean, just to see how quickly he can get those. But other than that, here we go. So I won't be able to see you when I'm doing this, by the way. So I'm going to sort of like do this, and then that's it. I can't see anymore. But hi everyone. Hope you're having a good Christmas, and for a little bit of a break, and for everyone going back and getting into their cars, you know, first thing in the new year, or probably even today or tomorrow. Here you go. Here's a little bit of fun for you. Here is our Christmas quiz. So we've got 5 different rounds, each of 5 questions, multiple choice. We've got rats and mices, we've got things what fly, crunchy things, let's go logo, and then a little bit of potluck at the end. You'll have 30 seconds to answer each question. So let's get to it. So really easy, easing everyone in here. What rat is the most commonly encountered in the UK pest management? So is it the black rat? Is it the brown rat? Is it the roof rat, or is it the ship rat? So 30 seconds. Sean, Hugh, starting out strong here. Which of these 3 is it? Roland. It's Roland the rat.
It's Roland.
To be fair, anyone who doesn't get this, just turn the radio off and just go back to sleep. You need another couple of hours, because realistically speaking, 3 of those are all the same rat. So no,
out of
what do you mean
interest.
no?
Well, I was going to say, out of interest, one of the joining questions of the UK Pest Controllers Facebook page is, please name the scientific name for the brown rat. I reckon that 50% of people get it wrong.
What is it?
Pardon?
What's
well, I don't know, do I? I just make it up as I go along.
make it up.
I just look at their Facebook profile. If I like them, they can come in.
Whee! That's all it is. It's a highly specialized vetting system. You look like a good egg, you're in. Yeah, Rupert, this I hope this is a bit like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. There will be some harder ones in there. This isn't all the way through. So of course the answer is the brown rat. Question then, what is the average litter size for a brown rat under favorable conditions? Is it number 1, 2 to 4, 6 to 11, 12 to 15, or 16 to 20? So 30 seconds for that one then, guys. I'll give you a bit of a clue for this one though, because it's also one of my favorite little bits of pop quiz trivia. For mammals, the average litter size roughly corresponds to half its number of nipples. So as a human being, we have 2 nipples, and our average litter size is 1 bairn. So generally speaking, you can... What?
Have you only got 2?
What?
Oh,
I've only got 2, man. I'm sorry, I've only got 2 nipples.
Well, that was a bit strange.
That's why your nickname's the cat. Right, no, so guys,
no, it was the guy on James Bond had 3, wasn't it? One of the baddies on one of the James Bond's film had 3. One had 3 nipples.
What a thing to remember. So weird. So go on then, guys. What do you reckon it is? What was it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Which of those was
6 to 11.
6 to 11.
I thought it was 6, 7. 6, 7.
Oh my god, no, don't do that. That apparently got into Oxford Dictionary.com's word of the year, which is truly awful. No, the answer is 6 to 11. 6 to 11 pups per litter. So what is the typical gnawing behavior of rats and mice used for? Is it to keep their teeth sharp? Is it to communicate? Is it to prevent overgrowth? Or is it to mark their territory? So guys, what is the Latin for this particular thing? What's the Latin for our pest rodents? Can anyone remember?
What?
Rodair?
Rodair, yeah, because that should give you all the answers you need. Because what does the word rodair mean?
Oh, fuck off, Alex. This is where you try to convince us I can talk Latin and I can't speak a word of it.
Well, you got 2 seconds to remember. So there we go.
Yeah.
What have I so delicately led you towards there? What is the answer, guys? Why do rodents keep gnawing their teeth?
Rodair means to gnaw.
To gnaw. So it keeps their teeth in check, prevents from overgrowing. The actual sharpening of their teeth is done by a process called brusking. So when you go up to a rat and you put your ear close to it, don't recommend doing it at all. But you know when they make a chittering noise sometimes, like that's called brusking. It's them basically the same as you would do with a knife and a whetstone.
Is that what what's his name? Hannibal Lecter was doing?
Yeah, absolutely. I believe Anthony Hopkins took director's cues from rats. I can see Sean there just hanging his head in shame. There we go. What disease is most associated with rat urine contamination in the UK? Is it salmonellosis? Is it Wheels disease, leptospirosis? Is it Hantan pulmonary syndrome, or is it listeriosis? So this is actually becoming a bit more of a common one at the moment. Hearing of more people who are getting ill from rats. Whether or not that's because we're hearing more people making claims off the back of changes in legislation, I don't know. But it's certainly becoming a bigger thing. Have you guys heard of anything additional from this? Or is it
The rat catches
still ramping up?
yellows.
Hmm?
Rat catches yellows.
I don't know what you're saying to me there. So, what was the answer there? We've got a couple of people saying lepto, 22222. What are you guys going with?
Lepto. It's the one we think of, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is leptospirosis.
Although, I've often wondered if things like E. coli and salmonella are not attributed enough to rats.
Oh, I definitely think there is probably more cases of food poisoning as a result of rats and cockroaches and mice than we give it credit for. You just don't tend to sort of you don't see them doing it. So there we go. Right. So last question then, under the not last question of the quiz, but last question under the ratty section of the quiz. Under UK pest control best practice, what is the recommended approach to rodenticide use? We should permanent bait in all of our sites. We should have a targeted risk-based approach with monitoring. We should use unlimited amounts of bait when we are talking about food premises. And then finally, I can't see what the last one I've written is. We should only use bait outdoors.
Outdoors.
I have put a couple of these ones in, which seem a little bit sort of like rubbish, but I'm hoping that when we actually claim for our CPD points off the back of these quizzes, because I have put some of these such questions in, we should be able to actually legitimately claim for our CPD points. So there we go. It's all to play for. Has everyone got their CPD sorted for next year? I can't see your faces at the moment because it's got the countdown.
Of course you can. Yes,
assuming you just say yes. Lovely stuff. So, guys, what is the answer to that?
You fill up a bag, you sing a song, and you sing, "We throw the fields and scatter the good seed on the land." And just
you didn't get your singing abilities from your dad, did you?
Hey,
I said you didn't get your singing abilities from your dad, did you?
No,
not
at all.
What the? Hang on a second. I'm just trying to wrap my head around Hugh just going for the full-on, gospel version of pest control. Just marching up and down the fields. The answer, of course, is a targeted, risk-assessed use with monitoring. Cool. Right. So, going to get a little bit harder now as we move on to our bugs. So, which insect pest is known for swarming in large numbers in lofts and attics? Now, of course, all of you are going to be shouting at me straight away. I know this one. It's a clusterfly. But The answers are all in the scientific binomials here, guys. So, is it Polina rudis, Musca domestica, California vomitoria, or Drosophila species? So there we go.
I think it's number 3.
Well?
I think Drosophila is a midgie or mosquito. I think the Musca domestica is your housefly, and then the other one. What was the other one?
It was Polina rudis, Musca domestica, California vomitoria, and Drosophila species.
California vomitoria sounds like it's some sort of blow, sort of disgusting fly. So that's what I'm going to go for.
It's number 1.
So Hugh's very adamant it's number 1. Sean's going for 3. What have we had people on the crowd saying? Oh, people suddenly very quiet on this. Yeah, lots of people quiet.
Number 1.
We're giving answers, and now it's very quiet. So people are unsure about this. It's Polina rudis, which is the greater swarming, the clusterfly.
True clusterfly.
True clusterfly, yes. Which pest moth is most commonly found in UK kitchens and pantries? So is it our clothes moths, Tiniola bisionella, the Indian meal moth, Palodia interpunctella, the brown house moth, which is Hoffmannsthia pseudospretella, Christ on a bike, and then or the case-bearing clothes moth, which is Tinea pellionella.
I think that's the Indian meal moth, because I think all the rest eat textiles, and you're specifically said in kitchens.
Isn't Hoffmannsthia pseudospretella one of the longest scientific names?
One of the what scientific names?
One of the longest scientific names, if I remember rightly.
It's probably up there. It's certainly not one of the shortest ones by far. I also, so it's one of the ones you have to remember for your certified field biologist exam and how to spell it. So that was an absolute hoot trying to remember that one. So, okay, guys, what are you voting for? Close moth,
everybody looks like voting number 2 though. Oh no, we've got one number 3, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 5 number 2s.
Right.
We started commenting again. They must know this one.
That's it. We got the comments back on again. So it is the Indian meal moth, which is Palodia interpunctella. You do get the brown house moth in meal and in stuff like that, but it's more of a generalist. You tend to find it sort of like all over the shop, and it will eat fabrics. You occasionally find them in like nests. You find them all over the shop. They're like a true generalist animal, but no, the Indian meal moth is the one we're looking at. Right. So here we go. Where is the main breeding site for the flying insect called Psychodidae? Is it dry timber? Is it standing water and organic slimes? Is it in stored grain? Or is it in animal fur? What's he thinking on this one then, Sean?
I haven't got a fucking clue what a Psychodidae is. I'm guessing that it's going to be something like a... what do I think? I think the 2 things I would guess at, these are pure guess, is it's going to be a timber-based one, or it's going to be a SPI, store product insect. I think. I don't know why, but I'm thinking of the larder beetle. I don't know why, or some sort of...
these are all flying insects. We're coming to the crawling insects in a minute. So if I tell you that the name for these ones are owl midges, that's the other name.
Oh yeah, and your drains would deal with loads of them. Owl midge, yeah.
Owl midge. So there, where we go. So what are most people saying with that? Have we got?
It's in your drains, slime and dirt.
No, nobody knew that one.
For a friend, what is it?
Yeah. The owl midges are the ones with the nice rounded.
Yeah,
they've got the nice rounded wings, haven't they? Tiny little fluffy wings.
They are little fluffy wings, and they're called the owl midge because they the other names is drain moth because they look furry, so they look like they've got the scaly wings of a moth, but they don't. I could tell you another story about them if you like, but we probably haven't got time, and you probably don't really want to hear it. But standing water, in organic slime, and in drains. So congratulations everyone on that one. So What invasive fruit fly species was first reported in Britain in 2012 for damaging soft fruits? So, was it Drosophila melanogaster? Was it Drosophila suzuki? Was it, oh, sweet baby Jesus, I'm not sure I can pronounce that, Tephronidite ceratitis, or Califoria vicina?
I'm going number 4 because I'm sure Drosophila is a midgie, isn't it? Drosophila.
No, Drosophila is a fruit fly.
there you
Califoria
go.
is like blowflies. I can't remember what the other ones were. So it's either, I'm going to go Suzuki because, it sounds quite fast, and Drosophila Suzuki sounds really like, it sounds like a, Japanese motorbike brand, doesn't it?
It does. I absolutely love your train of thing. I think we are going to have to we are going to have to dig into these trains of thoughts a little bit more because that was beautiful, Hugh.
Everybody's gone for number 1.
Number 1.
Oh no, Mark's gone for number 3.
Because Mark just wants me to say it again.
Andy's gone for number 2. Actually, we've
Number
got a
2.
spread.
We got a bit of a spread there. Yeah. Can we have English names? No, we can't have English names because that gives the game away, Wayne. It would be too easy if we had the English names. You'd all be complaining that it was not much of a challenge. So Drosophila melanogaster is just the common name for our regular fruit fly, that we have. Number 3, I'm not entirely sure what that one is. And number 4 was, what was number 4? It was a new species of blowfly that had come into the UK. But the one we were looking for was Suzuki, which is a new species of fruit fly, and you can distinguish it because on the wings there is a big spot on the wings, which and in all other respects it's almost identical to our common fruit fly. So there we go.
It's a go faster spot.
It's
like
go faster
spot. Got go faster stripes. Well, that's a go faster spot.
I think that's precisely what it is. It's evolved a little spot which allows it to fly faster, along with the flaming deacons.
I was thinking more along the lines of the suicide bombers, with the fucking red flag with a red dot in it.
Banzai! Banzai!
Banzai!
How
Suzuki!
Right. However helps you remember. However, I would strongly recommend against explaining how you remember those differences. In a public place.
Do you remember the Warlord magazines and all the little comics when it was like, "Die, you slant-eyed sons of Nippon"?
Oh my god! No,
can't you remember those magazines?
No, I don't.
And then there was the Germans, and it would be like, "Take that, sausage muncher."
Oh man, what magazines did you subscribe to? Like
Commando. Everybody on here must have had either Commando, Battle. You must have remembered Union Jack Jackson.
Man, when I was young,
like the
and Warlord.
The magazines I bought when I was younger was How to Build Your First Dinosaur, and it was made up of a skeleton that glowed in the dark. I did not.
That is so fucking gay.
Racism.
That is so gay.
What? No, don't tell me.
That's the gayest thing I've ever heard of your life. How to Build Your First Dinosaur.
Come on,
then
man.
you get some racist Warlord magazines. Spot the difference.
Warlord?
Yeah, I was about to say, spot the difference. One of these things is not like the others. Oh my lord! Like, I'm going to be honest with you, they look like proper little collectibles, but at the same time, I wouldn't be putting those on my shelf right now. So,
no, they are.
Right.
Yeah. Hang on.
Oh, hang on. Are we doing another one?
Code name Warlord. Take that, you sausage muncher.
Oh, right. Next question. Which regulation requires UK food businesses to fit insect-proof screens to prevent fly contamination? The Wildlife and Countryside Act, the Food Safety Act, and the following hygiene regulations, the Housing Act 2004, or the Control of Pesticides Regulations 1986. So, which of these? 30 seconds. So, guys, which of those do you reckon it is for your CPD points for the evening?
Food Safety Act.
Say food safety. Gotta be, hasn't it? Although it'd be interesting to see how far our Housing Acts and our AWAB's law expand to cover all of the various pests that we have, won't it?
Although I believe it does say it doesn't. They don't have to be fitted. They only have to be fitted if there was a fly infestation,
or if the windows can be opened.
Mm.
Windows are sealed, and then there we go. So, of course, it is. There we go. The Food Safety Act 1990 and its corresponding hygiene regulations. Right, onto our crunchy things now. Onto our crawling insects. So, which cockroach species are most commonly found in the UK in homes and businesses? And we will have a bonus point for everyone who can give me the binomial names for each one of these as we go along. So, is it the American cockroach? Is it the German cockroach? Is it the brown-banded cockroach? Or is it the Madagascan hissing cockroach? So 30 seconds on the clock. Which do you think it is?
Purpulantia americana.
Yep.
What was the next one?
It was German cockroach.
Platella germanica.
The brown-banded.
Supella longlapella.
Or longer palper, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the last one was the Madagascan hissing cockroach.
Pass.
Yeah, I can never pronounce it.
I can't believe yeah, that's the one I struggled with as well.
Oh, yeah, that's it. I can see you keeping suspiciously quiet. Go on. I can ask you three for you then, Sean. What's the Australian cockroach?
G'day cockroachy.
G'day cockroach. Yes, absolutely.
Purpulanta australis.
Yes, Australis. What about the Oriental cockroach?
I couldn't do it.
Right. Slant-eyed son of Nippon. Isn't it? He's a slant-eyed son of Nippon. Cockroach.
Right, I asked for this, didn't I? I asked for this. The correct answer.
That's it.
The German cockroach.
Sausage munching cockroach. Take that.
I'm pretty certain you two, your goal in life is just to give me some kind of aneurysm, isn't it?
I'm just reading from my book.
Do it because we know you're struggling with it. Like I wouldn't do this if you were struggling.
I'm just reading it. I'm just reading it out. That's all it says. Take that, square head. That's all it says.
We've really learned how to, we've forgotten how to insult people, haven't we? Squarehead. I mean, crikey.
Yes.
So the answer is the German cockroach. What is the main public health risk associated with an infestation of cockroaches? Is it the transmission of rabies? Is it the transmission of E. coli, the transmission of malaria, or the transmission of ringworms?
E. coli.
So, while we do that, yeah, what do you reckon it is?
Yeah, it's E. coli, isn't it?
Yeah. But I don't know what to say. Yeah, it's anything to guess for, guys. We could. But what is ringworm? I mean, this is the fascinating one. We talk about ringworm a lot.
Fungus,
but what is ringworm?
It's fungus. We get it. Cattle suffer badly with it. Horses suffer badly with it. Something that farriers can take home quite easily, actually, because it's a fungus that sits on like fence posts and all sorts. You touch a horse or and it'll jump between cattle and horses, not the humans and what have you. It's fucking horrific, isn't it?
Yeah, I've had it.
Yeah. I luckily have never had it,
Isn't it
but I know
closely
several farmers
related to athlete's foot as well. That sort of fungusy sort of thing, isn't it? It's all of those sorts of things.
There's a load of funguses out there. I'm not sure it's necessarily related to the one that gives you athlete's foot. I think the one that gives you athlete's foot is actually closely related to the the rind of cheeses like bries.
Isn't that crotch rot?
Yeah, yes, Hugh. The rind of cheese is crotch rot. A well-known. It's the transmission of E. coli, which kind of brings us back to Sean's earlier point, which is there's probably more E. coli and salmonella disease or infections as a result of pests than we probably give it credit for. I don't think there's been a couple of minor studies, but there's certainly never been anything, to my knowledge, that has been widely publicized about this, and we probably should make a bit more of a stink. But at the same time, hang on, before we go on, because we've got some time to kill on this, should we be making more of a stink of it, or is that selling on fear?
No.
At what point do we sort of like? At what point do you sort of like cross over that boundary between generally informing people that these are the risks and we can have the increased risk of disease transmission with pests, and you should tidy up and be safe, or when does it suddenly become I'm selling? You have to do a treatment. You have to do this because if you don't, all of your customers are going to basically be pooping out of both ends and crying themselves to sleep.
I don't think we make enough of it, to be honest.
I do think a lot of people shy away from it because they don't want to be seen as fear-mongering necessarily. I mean, is that correct?
No, I'll tell you what I think the problem is and why we can't rely on it is because there's no data around it. So if you had data where you could say, did you know so-and-so percentage of E. coli and salmonella, or however many shutdowns of food premises were linked to so-and-so, linked to this, was this many last year throughout the UK or whatever it is, that would put us in a position where you can state the facts clearly and cleanly with no risk of you going, fucking hell, your kid might die. Do you know what I mean? Like, so if you've got them undisputable facts, but getting those facts are difficult. And I think a lot of we're bad as an industry for retaining data, but I bet you the AHOs are even worse because they're just monstering through jobs, aren't they? You know, they get a tip off someone was poorly because they ate out of somewhere. They go in and it'll get shut down and they'll say it's pests, but they won't say it's related to, because they would have to then prove it and all that sort of jazz. So it's difficult, but it would be very helpful if we could. The
difficulty is it correlation or causation? They have cockroaches, they have E. coli, someone's got ill. Was it as a result of the cockroaches? Was it as a result of the counter staff not using the right tools? Was it as a result of the fact that someone's come in and not washed their hands? It's probably really difficult to sort of like do that kind of like 100% hard and fast link of A to B.
I wonder how many premises were shut down last or this year because of a pest issue. You know, there've been a bit of a increase in them recently, from what I can see. But I wonder if there's a collected number.
Correlation.
Yeah, that's it. An amount. Where do we get the numbers from? 500 places were shut down this year because of pest issues. Don't know.
I mean, we could. You can send a FOI, and it's not called an FOI, but you know what I mean when I say freedom of information request to your local council saying how many food premises were closed down this year, or in January or whatever it was, as a result of pest infestations or the rest of it. So because they will have that information, so you can just ask your local council for it.
But that would be each individual council. I was thinking of Britain as a whole. They must collect that. That information somewhere, surely somebody.
It would have previously been Public Health England that would have done that. The now disbanded Public Health England. So you could probably ask the Chartered Institute for Environmental Health. They would probably keep that kind of information, perhaps. They'd probably even publish it. It's just a different sphere that we work in. Thoughts for 2026, guys, just to have a bit more of a sort of like eye on the horizon. Which crawling insect pest is often found in damp bathrooms and kitchens, feeding on things like paper and starch? Is it silverfish, carpet beetles, biscuit beetles, or flower mites? Just while we count down that 30 seconds, I'm going to let my dog out. So you two discuss which of these two can it be?
Definitely silverfish, that one, isn't it?
Wayne says number one. Martin says number one. Anybody more? Sharon says number one.
Why are we saying number one, though, guys?
I'm going to say
Everybody
it's probably
else is.
called Isma, I think.
So what was it that said number one? What was it? Oh, Martin, you cheeky devil. He's got it right. Absolutely.
You're not going to get an extra point, though, Martin. Sorry.
Oh, yes.
You might have a book in front of you.
ChatGPT. It is silverfish. So yeah, silverfish. Giveaway there should have been cold, damp conditions, because absolutely silverfish are residents of cold, damp conditions. So what's the easiest way to get rid of silverfish at the end of the day?
Dry them out.
Yeah. Hoover, dry them out, warm them up. That's it. Do you know what the name for the other, because there is another bristletail out there that likes hot, dry conditions. So if you push it too far, you'll get the other way. So do you know what they're called?
Firebrat.
Thermopias. Yeah, lovely stuff.
Of course, we've got two silverfish, haven't we? We've got the grey silverfish now, don't we?
We do, yes. That was the one that Avril was talking about a little while back, actually. So
does anybody actually bother to treat for them, though? I know you. There's the silverfish bait, isn't there? But does anybody actually bother to use it?
I don't know. Sure.
No, the silverfish bait. That silverfish bait is only suitable for use against grey silverfish. It's only got grey silverfish on the label, and when you put it down, you have to put it down in a matrix cross, because they just walk around in an unorganized manner, and you've just kind of got to rely on them bumping into it. They don't hunt it out or anything, but it's not suitable for silverfish. Only the grey. Do they call them the paper silverfish, the grey as well? Is that right?
They call them what, sorry?
Do they call them the paper silverfish as well, the grey silverfish?
I'm not entirely sure what their common name, and this is the problem with common names, is that they are colloquialisms. They change from region to region. So maybe they call them that. Don't quite know. Right, next question. Which beetle is a common store product pest in the UK which attacks flowers and cereals? Is it Demestes maculatus, Tribolium confusum, Anthrenus, or Cystobium rufifusa, blah, 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 blah. That one. 30 seconds on that. Is it Demestes, Tribolium?
Number two, the confused flower beetle.
Yeah. Ooh. Do you know how you can tell it's confused?
Scratching its head.
Well, there is that, but the way that you actually remember is it's actually got smaller eyes than the Tribolium castaneum. So smaller eyes means it can't see where it's going, so it's always confused.
Right. Class.
Is that your like mnemonic for remembering how it works? The way I remember it is the the red flower beetle has clubs for its antenna, so it clubs the confused flower beetle, which is why it's so confused. Yeah. So we're all saying Tribolium, and it of course is. The answer is Tribolium confusum, confused flower beetle.
Confusos. Back to
which UK regulation underpins pest control responsibilities for property owners and tenants? Is it the Prevention of Damage by Pests Act 1949, the Wildlife and Countryside Act 1981, the Control of Pesticides Regulations 1986, or the FEPA Regulations, which is the Food and Environmental Protection Act 1985?
Come on, and get those answers in, everybody.
Yeah.
Is it 4, 3, 2, 1?
What do you reckon? What's your thoughts on this, Hugh?
23. Well, I don't want to give
23.
everybody the answer, so. Oh,
Someone sent us a message of them being a fucking knobhead on Boxing Day, pissed up. Class.
Is that got anything to do with the question?
No, I knew it was number one, didn't it? It had to be number one.
It has to be number one. Prevention damage by pest house. Absolutely, 1949. Good stuff there, guys. And yeah, again, we've got a couple of bits in here on legislation, and I'm sure people listening to this must be thinking, "Oh God, it's so boring." But the legislation, okay, it is boring. It's not interesting. Let's not be around the bush. It's not an exciting evening read, but it's such a useful thing to know when you are having to like deal with pests and where you stand. I mean, Sean, how much legislation did you have to brush up on when you started working in drains?
Not as much as I do when I done my level 3 exam. I had to do a bit then. I'm not that, to be honest with you. I got sick of legislation when I was a cop, didn't I? It was just, and I still remember a lot of the legislation word for word. And now I just think there's no replacing common sense, is there? Like if you need the legislation to tell you not to be a knobhead, do you know what I mean? Like,
but now you've got your meta classes, you just ask, don't you?
Yeah,
what is the legislation?
No, the drains. It's more the thing you have to brush up on there is ownership, you know. But again, you have to be dead careful because you're talking about adoption and some systems aren't adopted and all that. So you always have to fail safe. And if anyone needs to do this, I'd strongly recommend it. If you ring your local water authority, you usually get put through to somebody there and then on the phone, and they're usually incredibly helpful whenever we've dealt with them. Like, you ring up and they just answer your questions straight away and they know what they're doing, and they're usually very, very good, and will point you in the right direction. Like, they'll tell you where main sewer lines are, where manholes are, where everything is. They're really good. So don't get caught out. Do not get caught out working in public sewers.
No. And what's the famous tagline? Just if people going into 2026 who want to get into their sewer work, what's the one rule about sewers? How many people die in sewers? They don't die in ones, they die in
twos. Yeah. One who dies and his pal who tries to get him out. Nearly always, yeah.
So with that, if you're getting into your sewer work next year, if you're getting into drain work, make sure that you are safe, ladies and gentlemen. Right, now, just going to pause this because what we're going to do here, I did not explain this well. So what we're going to do here is what I'm going to do here is...
This question's Pelgar, the answer's Pelgar.
Right, so for people listening back to this in their car, there's two things you have to know. Number one, Sean is a 5-year-old, and number two, Hugh is going to describe this logo, and Sean's going to wait at least until the 10-second mark to have a guess, so that people listening in can also have a guess. So let's try this again. For the people listening, it's literally just a section of the logo, and all of the companies that we are dealing with here have the letter P as their name. So let's start this again. Hugh, please describe this logo to Sean.
Obviously, it has a letter P in it. Part of it looks like the United Nations globe badge. It looks like part of the world in a matrix, and the other part of it is a bomb with a letter P on it. So it's green and black, and it stands for...
I literally shouted the answer off and Martin Belcher and Wayne Gordon. I've still got it wrong. What are you doing, boys? It's Pelgar. It's Pelgar. The answer's Pelgar, boys.
Pelgar. Right, that was a really good start. We've got 4 more of these. Oh, God. Right. On to
Here we
our
go.
next one. Hugh, ready. Sean, wait until the end.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Right, we now have...
Pelsis.
Hugh, go.
It's an orange circle that's segmented by little half moons in white on it with a big letter P beside it. Sean, do you know what it is, Sean?
Do you know what?
Do you know what it is, Sean? And that's
Yeah, it's pelters.
Oh, is that? Oh, right. Okay, you got it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Pelters.
Yes, of course, that one was pelters. Thank you very much. I've tried to roughly keep it to the people who've been on this program as well. Although that being said, here we go.
Right, you now have a P, and with a P underneath it, and I know what it stands for, but it's like a green leaf P in a circle, and it's a P with a green leaf circle in it, and a green P and a black P, and it was one of our guests, and he was a great guest, and he used to work for Rentokil, and it's anybody get?
Pest Partnership.
Nobody.
Got it.
Yeah, got it. Interestingly enough, nobody on no one on the chat got that.
Why did a woman have to get that? Penis prick.
Yeah.
A lady.
So that is Pest Control Partnership. Happy days. Right, this one I'm hoping might throw you because we have not had these guys as a guest. So
right, this is a red P, and beside it is a symbol that looks a little bit like the lock on the top of a bait safe box. It's a jagged circle with, I don't know, yeah, a lock on a round circle with another round circle inside it, inside a black
lock,
square.
isn't it? Like a barrel lock.
Yeah.
On a trailer or something. Yeah.
On a bait safe. Those little round keys that you get, you put in and twist. Anybody?
Pro Kill.
No.
Nope.
Right, what do you reckon it is, Sean? Take a stab at the dark. No idea. No idea. It is Faulty.
Oh.
Who make the Cymex eradicators.
That's a good one.
Lovely. If you're listening to this, I think you guys do occasionally listen to this. Come on the podcast with us. It'd be really great to have a little bit of information because I think last year you were showing off, or the year before, showing off a new steamer, weren't you? So, last logo of the round.
Oh, fucking hell, that's an easy one, isn't it?
Right. This is again, it's a matrixed world in lines, and with the letters P and H on it. It is actually a guest that we haven't had on the podcast, but it is more of a not more of a product than a brand material. So it's a product, and it's used for bed bugs, and also
it's used for all sorts in it. They've got loads, haven't they?
Yeah. So what is it then? It is, of course, Phobidos. You say it's easy. It's not easy to find logos which are vaguely familiar but not that familiar at the same time.
To be fair, Polly was a real good one. Good one.
I was having a look at some of this. There's some excellent logos out there, but they're just for companies that you never see anything written down. You talk about them all the time, but you never see anything written down for them. So, you'd never have got it. Anyway, there we go. That was our last one. We're on to the last 5 questions now, and then we'll probably have to.
Must be good branding, though, that we actually know it. That's what makes a good brand, isn't it? Though, that you actually look at it and think, yeah, I know what that is.
Well, considering that you've only had like the logo and the first letter of the name, it's actually remarkable, isn't it, that you managed to get all of those straight out there. Right. So our last 5 are potluck, and then we'll have a tiebreaker question at the end of it as well, just for a bit of fun. So, what invasive insect pest was first detected in Kent in 2003 and is now widespread in the UK? Is it the Harlequin ladybird, the Asian hornet, the Argentine ant, or the varroa mite?
Don't want to know.
It's not the varroa mite because they came in the 80s. I think it's the Harlequin. I don't think that. I'm pretty confident that the the hornet was definitely not like 20 odd years ago, because it's had to colonize France and stuff and come over. Might have been 8 or 9, but not 20. The Argentine ant is the worry. I think that's the one that it could be. If you had a wrote invasive garden ant, I probably would have guessed that, because that's not been here that long either, has it?
No, so I think the clue to that was it was 2003. So you get on there; they're all invasive into the UK for sure. It's just a case of when. So I think the Asian hornet was 2016 or something around then when it was in the UK. The Argentine ant, I think, came over with the military. You know, came over with the Pharaoh's ants and the rest of it after the Second World War. So then that leaves 2 others. So what do you reckon it could have been? Is it the Harlequin?
I think it's Harlequin, yeah.
What's your bet for then, Hugh?
I would, now you've talked them through, yeah, I'd say Harlequin as well.
Yeah, it's the Harlequin ladybird. 2003.
When did the invasive garden ant get here?
I'm not sure. But so the odorous garden ant is the one you're talking about, or because there's a couple. There's the odorous garden ant, not odorous. You're right. The imposter ant, which is very similar to the that. I'm not sure. I don't know. Give me 30 seconds. I'll find it at the end of it, or I can find it now if you chat to yourself.
No, there's an invasive garden ant, isn't there? That they reckon just, you know how we were talking about black ants at one queen or one colony type thing, and they reckon them invasive garden ants are even worse. They're spreading across the whole of like the fucking south, and they just can't stop them because it is literally like one massive mega colony. I'm sure they call it the invasive garden ant. I think. Might be wrong.
I don't think it's the invasive. I think you keep saying invasive, but there is another name for it, which I'm trying. There we go, Lazarus neglectus, which is what it is. Yeah, the invasive garden ant. That's what I was thinking of. So when did it come to the UK? I know I was dealing with this 2009. 2009 was the invasive garden ant, and neglectus, which is quite something, isn't it? But yeah, you're right. They are slowly displacing all of our Lycaris niger. But the big question is, if they do the same thing and they eat the same thing and they live in the same way, what do you reckon will happen? Will it actually have any impact on what we do?
You'll get them on contract, won't you? That's what'll happen.
Just because there's more of them, or
because you can't stop them, because you're dealing with a tiny little percentage of a huge population. You know, they are literally they're going over whole estates. So if you've got like 1 or 2 houses in the estate which are getting them and complaining, the only way you're going to be able to deal with them in that area is to just habitually have bait down for them and try and stop them. And you know,
I mean, it does bring up an interesting thing. So I'd like to go on a sidetrack, but not really. So the BPR at the moment is asking for feedback in Europe. You know, they're putting a consultation out and asking for feedback. Oh, you're doing a good job, guys, with the BPR. We're doing a good job with our labels and the rest of it. I think they're not going to get the answer that they are hoping for, to be honest. I think
Bring back Formidor. Bring back Formidor.
Okie dokie.
But, you know what we need? We need a spray on bait. We do.
Oh yes. But what we need more than anything else is them to not be so specific on the labels, because, like Sean, you've hit the nail on the head there. Most of the labels will say things like for the control of the common garden ant, Lycaris niger. But with that, if all of our ants suddenly become other Lycaris species, then can we still use the product? Should we still use the product? Will manufacturers sit there and do 30 different species on, you know, all of the different crawling insect species just to hit every caveat. It's a bit
I
of a
don't
joke.
think anyone would care if you went out and used it. I think 99% of pest controllers won't even know that they're dealing with a different ant, will they?
No, but I mean, with ants is one thing, but let's say with cockroaches, I can use this on American cockroaches and German cockroaches. It will be very difficult for a pest controller to say, I misidentified this, Oriental cockroach as an American cockroach. Whoops-a-daisy. So where does it stop? Where do we draw the line? Right. So, first introduced by the Normans for food, which pest species is specifically mentioned in the Pest Act?
Rabbits.
Is it the brown rat? Is it the
Rabbits.
rabbit? Is it badgers or is it foxes?
Make a nice ham out of a badger.
I'm sorry, what?
You can make nice ham out of badger.
You're gonna have to explain that one to me. No. What?
Badger
What
ham.
Badger ham. What are you driving at here, you? What's badger
Well, you
ham?
said which one can be eaten.
First introduced by the Normans for food. I imagine the Normans might have done it. Badger ham
Bit
doesn't
of orange
sound good at all.
glazing.
Well, they're mustelids, which literally means like smelly animal, like mustelids. Badger ham. What could you have? Like fox confit.
Do you know what it is? I don't actually think it was the rabbit. Because if I remember rightly, I think the Romans may have brought rabbits over. Because I remember reading a book by a bloke called Ted Walsh, Colonel Ted Walsh. I'm sure it was him. And he was talking about it and he was saying that they brought them over and they had them in these like conical runs and they were brought over for food. Because the hair is obviously native to this country or thought to be native. And then I think the Romans brought them, so I don't think it is the rat. I don't think it is the
I don't think
rabbits.
that's the edible dormouse.
No. The Romans brought rabbits over. I might be wrong, but I'm nearly certain of it. They're kept in these round. You know what it is? I'm going to try and dig the book out and read it and see what he says. That's assuming that he got it right, because just because it's written in a book doesn't mean it's right. It just means some fucker wrote it in a book, doesn't it?
I mean, I don't think you're wrong, but also at the same time, I think the Normans came before the Romans anyway. So the Romans probably did use them. The Romans probably did eat them and the rest of it. And yeah, you're right. The Romans also reintroduced the edible dormouse, or introduced the edible dormouse. Also, the Romans had loads of really interesting mole traps. Like they started off the whole concept of mole trapping. Do you know what the first Roman mole traps were? Like, because you can still find them. Yeah, it was the yeah, literally it's the Putang trap. It was a clay jar which they would half fill with water. So they'd dig up the burrows, they'd place the clay jar underneath the run, and then they'll cover the run back over. And it's the
have you got fingernail polish on?
Just on one nail, yeah. It was
Alex, what you could have said is I was putting up a picture and I bashed my finger with a hammer. I mean, no, I got some black nail polish.
I can tell you a funny story about that. Me and my pal were very young, like young men, and had been out on the drink, and he had a black Labrador, and he was shooting the next day. So he jumps up, throws the clothes on, grabs the dog, jumps in. Someone pulls up outside, Dennis or whoever it is, jumps in the back of the truck and off with pop, feel worse for wear. And someone turned around and went, "What the fuck is wrong with your dog?" While we'd been out on a drink, his little sisters had painted the dog's toenails. All different colours. The gayest Labrador you've ever seen on a shoot. He was like,
the most fabulous Labrador you've ever seen. No, this is because I popped over to see my parents, and with that, I had my mum was doing her nails, and she offered to do a nail of both mine and my father's. So there you go. My dad got his thumb done. I got my middle finger done. that was that. So there we go. What was the question? What was the animal introduced and named in the Pest Act? It was the rabbit, of course, mentioned in the Pest Act 1952. So, which might have given the game away on this one. Which species was first introduced by the Romans for food, only to be later re-released by Walter Rothschild? Was it the edible dormouse? Was it the waterfowl, the grey squirrel, or the pigeon? So, which of those was that, guys?
Do you know, I've spoken to a couple of lads who deal with these, and I think they, without dropping any names in, they'll work off label to kill them and all, because if they don't, they end up in a right pickle. I reckon they kill them in black cat traps, which I don't think you should really do, should you?
No, you should not be doing that.
Yeah, but he said honestly, he said if you don't, he said you'll end up in a pickle, and he said they are like squirrels on speed. He said if they get into your loft, they just destroy stuff like immediately. And he said when you trap one, he said you won't catch one, you'll catch like 14 in the house, like one after the other. He said you'll set a trap, bait it with a bit of apple, walk downstairs, say to the woman like, "Oh, keep the conversation going." He said because you gotta go click, you go straight up and take one out. He said when they move in, he said they're moving in numbers. He said if you try to do it properly, he said the woman would end up with a house that's absolutely destroyed. He specifically asked us not to talk about that, but there is definitely a I don't want to say a black art, but there's definitely stuff going on with them edible dormice that we don't understand. Gliss, isn't it? Is that its Latin name?
Gliss, yeah. That is its by no name, yes. So with that, yeah, there was a company a little while back, no names to be named, who was trying to raise funds or raise interest to try and get the manufacturers of black cats and similar to put the black cats through the Springtrap approvals, so we could legitimately use them for things like gliss and for squirrels and for larger sort of like species. But I don't think it never went ahead.
I don't think they'd kill a squirrel.
They will.
Well, I mean, this was the point. They wanted to put it through the Springtraps to prove whether it could or could not do that, because you hear people doing it all the time.
I got a second, Hugh. I reckon they might kill the odd one, but I don't think. Let's be fair. I've seen lots of squirrels in Mark IV fen traps where you take the lid off the box and he's standing looking at you, ready to go to war. Yeah, they are tough. And I tell you, the other thing that makes us think that they're a lot tougher is if you speak to the bird of prey guys, they'll tell. I was talking to a lad who had golden eagles, and he said if he feeds these golden eagles on squirrels, he said it's noticeable the extra power that they have in the talons because they're just so tough, so sinewy that the birds will like clamp down on them. He said you can tell when you've been feeding them on squirrels compared to anything else. So like
they're really quite hard to skin, aren't they?
Oh yeah, they're tough as hell, aren't they? Tough as hell. I've told you the story about the one that got caught in the snapback trap outside my office, didn't I? That the woman had been feeding. She'd been
have a name for
feeding it. So when I first went to my offices, I was stood there talking to them, and there's rats running around outside, and I was like, "What?" They're like, "Oh yeah, they come and eat the bird food." Basically, these pheasants were coming along and tapping on the window. She's chucking handfuls of grub out, and there was lots of other people, and the rats were just going ballistic. And then they were like, "Oh no, they're fine." Then they got into the roof and ate some cables and that to go, didn't they? So I'd set up a load of traps and what have you. And this squirrel, which turned up every day, it come along and it got into an AF at them with a snapback trap in it. She said it was like bouncing around the place. She said I didn't know what to do, so I went out, I picked the box up, I took it round the corner and hid it so I couldn't see it. It just bounced straight back to where we were. She rang me up. I was like 300 miles away doing a bee removal. She was like, "You're going to have to come back now." I was like, "I'm not coming back now." So one of the lads from the building firm come along with a couple of screwdrivers and popped it open and flicked it out the trap, and it sort of bobbled off into the woods and fucked off. And I was like, "Oh yeah, lesson learned." yeah, snapback traps don't kill squirrels.
No, they absolutely won't. And to be fair, I mean, I've been using it's similar but different story. I was testing, I think I might have told this one before, testing a whole load of brand new snap traps that come into the market. This would have been about 5-6 years ago. Someone asked me to actually like test their snap traps, see how good they are. And to be fair, they had an absolute wallop on them. They were impressively strong traps, and one of them was so strong that I had a whole load of different boxes rowed up against a wall, each with these traps in, each all baited up the same. Each one had a camera looking down along on it so I could see what was coming in. And it was 2 tests, really. It was to see how well these boxes were established by rats, or, engaged with the rats. And the second one was how effective these traps were at sort of dispatching those rats. And on one of these boxes, this dog rat, and I mean big old dog rat, bigger than I think would, reasonably be fitting into this box, walked in, and of course you hear the click, you hear the trap go off, you hear the bang, and it jumped so hard that it popped the lock out of the box. You know when you kick a box and and the whole rat and the whole trap ejected like a cassette from an old cassette player, just ejected out the front. And I was like, but the thing was, is I came back the next day to come and check all my things and open up the box, and there's no trap in it, and I was like, have I gone mad? Have I just not baited one of these boxes? And I had to go through all the video footage and had a look at it. No, it turns out this thing had come out. By the time it flipped out of the box, it was stone cold, dead on the floor. But the reason I couldn't find the trap is because I have a wonderful bit of footage of a red kite coming down, landing, picking up this rat, and then flying off with the rat and the trap. And I could see it like disappearing across the field. I had to phone up the people who I was doing this test for and be like, these brand new traps, you only had like a dozen of them, and I've taken 6 of them to trial with. Can I have another one? I just lost one to a red kite flying across a field. So that was good. That was good fun. Right. The answer, of course, to that question was the edible dormouse. Lovely stuff. I think this might be the last question before we have our tiebreaker. So the common mole hibernates during the winter. Is this true or is this false?
False.
Hugh?
Don't do moles.
False.
I'd say it's false. I would say it's false. Yeah.
You're both saying it's false. Why are you saying it's false, Sean?
Because I've got to eat that many worms per day. I've got to eat something like 1.5 times their body weight in worms per day. So to get them to a point where they could go into hibernation, they would need to be so big and fat that they probably wouldn't be able to get down the tunnels, would they? And plus, you've got to remember, you've got to remember that soil underneath the ground is pretty ambient, really, isn't it? The first inch or so of it will freeze, but then they're not. They just move backwards into the wooded areas and places like that where it doesn't get that cold effect in the ground, does it? So it doesn't make sense to hibernate.
No, it doesn't. They just follow the frost line down, don't they? All of the invertebrates will migrate downwards below the frost line, and they'll follow suit. But so their metabolism's so phenomenally fast that they will just eat all year round. There we go. Merry Christmas, everybody. Well done. Thank you very much for joining and playing and having the rest of it. Do you want the 2 tiebreaker questions that I was sent in?
Yeah.
While we were sat here, because actually one of them is really, really cool. So, what species of plant is a pineapple?
Pineapple pen. It was a song, wasn't it? Pineapple pen.
I love how your brain works.
Hang on a second. See that question again? What species of plant?
Yeah, so what species of plant? So, what group of plants do pineapples come from?
Potato.
Tatties. It's bromeliad.
I can remember, actually, the great pineapple famine of 1802.
There was no pineapples in Ireland at all that year, was there?
No. Was it the flight of the wild geese, wasn't it? Something to do with the pineapples? Lack of pineapples?
I think you've lost You certainly lost me. I think you've lost Sean as well. What are you talking
What
about,
are you
old
about?
man?
The potato famine, the flight of the wild geese, was the Irish leaving Ireland and going to fight for Napoleon just to get, I believe, just to get employment, and it was called the flight of the wild geese. I believe. Don't.
Hands up here who's been watching a lot of reruns of Sharp recently.
Yeah, fucking hell, yeah.
But that wasn't that. That wasn't that. It was a film, wasn't it?
Stop your dreaming. Can't you see their spear points
that's
gleaming?
That's something different. But no, there was a film called The Wild Geese, wasn't there? With
Yeah, there was a film called The Wild Geese.
Richard, what's his name, and Roger Moore.
Yeah.
That lot. And it was about a bunch of mercenaries, and I think it was named after the mercenaries that left Ireland to go and work for Napoleon, to go and fight for Napoleon. I'll check it out. Anyway, Shark Cube.
That was such a wonderfully weird tangent there. I don't know how we got from like pineapples to fighting alongside the French for potatoes, but that worked quite well. But
No,
yeah,
wasn't. What year do you think the potato famine was?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know the year. It was just some random figure.
Because I might be wrong, but I'm sure. See, my great granddad on my dad's side was a tiny little bloke. Like,
oh, Sean's disappeared. Has everybody disappeared?
no, I'm still here.
Oh.
Sean's just disconnected himself and gone. And he's going to say something along the lines of, and I'm going to jump in here because this is actually really nerdy and really interesting, and I'll wait till he's back. But he's going to say that his granddad or something was like had stunted growth, or great granddad stunted growth as a result of the potato famine. But there's this weird thing called epigenetics. So genetics, of course, is your genome telling your cells what to be and what to do. But if you think about it, you've got the same DNA. I've got to take this nail polish off. You've got the same DNA in your eyeballs as you have in your teeth, as you do in your fingernails. So why don't you grow teeth out of your eyes? Because if you've got all the DNA in here that says how to make an eyeball, how does this know to be a tooth, and this know to be an eye, and this know to be an ear, when it's the same? Every cell has the same library in it, doesn't it? At the end of the day, you following what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So with that, epigenetics is the on-off switches for this. It basically, epigenetics is the cell telling the DNA what I want to be. So you've got DNA saying, right, you can be all of these things, and this is how you code for all of the different proteins to create you. But epigenetics is that cell saying, well, I want to be a liver cell, or I want to be a skin cell, or I want to be a whatever, a brain cell. And these are the bits of you that I want to turn on and turn off. But there are extraneous factors which will involuntarily turn on and off your genetic code outside of this. Here he comes back again. And things like famine absolutely will force, like, first turn off by methylation or demethylation of your genetic code, various factors, including things like, and it will go through generations. So you can have one person affected by famine, and naturally they are quite small, and then subsequent generations will have higher instances of like heart failure or heart disease, or they'll have higher instances of obesity as their bodies are still trying to get over this methylation of their DNA. And the huge thing was in Amsterdam when when the Nazi Party invaded Amsterdam, and they basically forced everyone into like a massive calorie deficit every single day. To this day, they still keep records, and they're finding impacts even from today's generations being born, from the generations being starved in the 40s and 50s. I was preempting what you were going to say, and probably in a very weird way there, Sean.
I could hear everything you said, and yeah, I truthfully, it's one of them. And my great granddad, what year would he have been alive? How many years is that? My granddad's 80. My granddad died at 80 years old. He died 20 years ago, 100 years ago. So you're looking at
100 years longer.
Yeah. Yeah, probably would have been after the famine, wouldn't he? But I got told that he was so small, and that's why they came from Ireland to here, because of stunted growth through lack of food. He had one eye, he had a glass eye, and was incredibly aggressive by all accounts. Just a little aggressive Irishman.
Was he ginger?
I don't know. I got no idea. No idea.
A key factor in aggression is the ginger gene.
Genome.
I don't know, but that's I just remember being told, because I got told that he fed his family off the back of a dog. You know, that it was literally like that. I think that's why dogs are such a thing for me. Like, they literally would have starved without it. And then my granddad had them, my dad had them, I've had them. We've always had lurchers, running dogs type thing, and that's where it came
I thought
from.
you meant he had a dog.
No. I fed his family off the back of a dog. You know, they were that important to them at that time, that it was like, yeah, they were poaching, and we giggled, don't we? But you think about what we get in trouble for now. In the olden days, if you just to own a poaching dog was like enough to get you 20 year, wasn't it? And all that sort of jazz.
Australia.
Oh yeah. Someone was telling us.
Yeah, they're laughing now, though, aren't they? Really?
There's a very common saying. Someone was telling us the other day. Might have been you, Hugh, or someone was saying. One of the things they used to do if they caught you poaching was they would lock you up in this particular prison where you could see an island, and they would take your dog and they would tie your dog on the island, and you'd have to stand and watch your dog starve.
No.
Punishment, yeah. So, like, because the thought, the love that you had for your dog would stop you from doing it. So they would literally every morning, every day, your window would look out over that dog starving to death, and you could get out of jail once your dog was dead on the island, like, you know, in the good old days.
That's hideous. That's
was it you telling me that, Hugh?
No.
If anyone's on here was telling us that, own up.
Not guilty. Come on, then. What is a pineapple? Come on, what's a pineapple?
It's a bromeliad. It's a bromeliad. So you know the same plants you get from your garden centres and the rest of it, with all the sort of like
bromeliad,
shooty outy leaves and they're sort of like big red fronds.
Good for reducing inflammation in humans.
Not heard that, but okay.
You can take concentrated pineapple bromeliad, concentrated pineapple as anti-inflammatory.
Okay, that's interesting. Apparently the tingly sensation. Yeah. All right. Here we go. We've got a couple of minutes left, so I'm going to just hit you some random facts. Do you know the difference between when someone says "Merry Christmas" and "Merry Xmas"? Do you know what the actual definition or the actual difference between those two sayings is? So when someone says, "Happy Christmas," and the other one says "Happy Xmas," which is technically?
Somebody's just being lazy.
I just thought somebody couldn't be bothered to write Christmas, so just when I got Xmas.
I originally thought it was that as well, and then I read quite an interesting little bit, but it says no, it's actually been around for a very, very long time, like before most people could write.
Crossed and
you're almost there. Which was there was a belief for a very long time that it was blasphemous to take the Lord's name in vain, and even sort of like using Jesus's name casually and flippantly in conversation was considered to be blasphemous. So when it came to Christmas and using Christ's name all the time, they simply replaced the word Christ with the corresponding letter in the Greek alphabet, which was Chi, which is denoted with a big X. So there's Christmas, Xmas. So
there's a question for you. How do you know that Jesus had a massive wanger? Because he wasn't hung like this; he was hung like that.
I haven't heard that joke since I was at secondary school, Sean.
Class. Hang on, Sharon.
I know.
What does upside down? Right.
I know.
Sharon says, "What does an upside down pineapple mean?" Only learnt this from a rat job this year.
Same as pampas grass out the front.
I don't know, Sharon. What does it mean?
No.
Is your
Hugh,
swinger.
what does
Hang
it
on.
mean? Hugh seems to know
Wayne's
what it
covering
means.
it.
Swinger.
It means swingers.
Swinger. Really big thing in America on these big estates, isn't it? Where they've got loads of, like retirement places. They got different color pineapples that signify different things. Purple pineapples. I like. I like to watch. Red pineapples, like we both like to watch. Yellow pineapples, like. Well, no, we
You've
won't
done
go.
some research on this, you dirty
He
fuck. I bet
has.
you've
No,
got
no.
You absolutely have.
Yeah,
It was on Pest Cemetery, because the guys that go around doing the pest control on the retirement estates in America.
Sharon, I've just thought, not to be prior, but seeing you brought it up, you said, "Yep, bad job." Does that mean that they're trying to get you involved in the upside down pineapple crack? Clearly, that's the inference, doesn't it? And can I ask, was it Hugh's house?
Just a whole load of them, just like Christmas decorations lining his front porch.
Come
Come
on then.
Why,
I got one.
Hugh,
Yeah,
why
you
is
got
your
one,
Christmas tree upside down? I don't know.
Give us a pest control prediction for next year. I'll give you mine.
Go on.
I reckon one of the big companies is going to go down and get bought up by another one.
Oh, you mean one of the now big six, you reckon one of the mergers is going to buy one of the mergers?
Yeah. What's your prediction, Sean? Anything.
I think we're going to have a year of new actives. I would like, and this is just me guessing, I'd like to see a new dust. Asian hornets, they're through the roof there next year. I think they're done. And I think we'll start talking a lot more about tropicolaps. I think tropicolaps is going to become a big talking point for pest controllers, although it's nothing really to do with us. I think so closely linked to us, I could see. Yeah.
Anyone listening back, Sharon has admitted that she was not involved with the upside down pineapple, but she did witness more than was strictly necessary. So there we go. And Wayne's wife's now mad at him for knowing.
Can I just say though, am I the only one who wants to know the story of Sharon and the upside pineapple and witnessing more than she? Sharon must have had a purple pineapple outside her car, so it wasn't.
I reckon she was carrying it around the supermarket.
Yeah, pin badge of a purple pineapple, and it just happened to flip round. Next thing you know, she's watching two old fuckers at it, isn't she?
So, my prediction.
Yes.
I think with AWAB's law coming in and with other bits of legislation which are bringing pest management further and further into, not scrutiny, but sort of like visibility. I believe that we will not be that far off necessarily the first steps towards a license, because I think as more and more of these cases come up, and certainly as more of these cases potentially come into not disrepute, but into the sort of like into the law courts and the rest of it, we're going to need something more robust than I've done a qualification 5-6 years ago, or I've done a qualification 20 years ago. There's going to be something. This is my personal prediction. I think there'll be some form of licensing, either soft or hard, bought in, either on products or on personnel. So there we go.
That'd be one thing I could see happening as well. I could see, not loads, but I could see a number of pest controllers giving up for a number of reasons. I think the way tax has gone and the way you're getting battered, it's not worth it. I could see the extra needed 20 points and 3 and all that getting to a point that will push some people out of the equation. I could definitely see changes in terms of that, and I could see a couple of firms turning into their medium-sized firms that we so desperately need. I could see that happening as well.
Yeah. You think about it, I don't disagree, but you've got to remember this happens every sort of like, it's like I want to say 5 years steady. It's probably on a 7 or 8 year cycle where we have some fairly sort of like big change in our industry, and we look back on it, we think it wasn't actually that big a change, but at the time we like kick and scream about it. So 2015, we had stewardship brought in. People suddenly have to do their sort of basic use of rodenticide qualifications and the rest of it, and that that saw a lot of people leaving, but also saw a lot of people starting. People found ways around it. We had the loss of open areas. We had the loss of potential loss of permanent baiting. We have all of these other sort of like changes that come in and out, pushing people away, but also those who are coming in, they don't know any different, so they get to learn a system that is the only system that they've ever known, and they'll do very well at it as a result of it. It's us that it's us dinosaurs that have been here for the last decade or two that really have to adapt or change, because if you don't know any better, then you don't know any worse, do you?
Yeah. Ooh, another one as well. I think we'll see some changes in terms of we're obviously going to lose hunting with hounds, aren't we? That's gone. So you'll probably see a load of fucking big piles of dead hounds getting burnt at some point when that stops.
That will be. I'm pretty certain that will not go all the way through.
But I wonder if
there's been such a pushback on that.
I wonder though if once they've got their way with that, and they've got nothing to do, they've got nothing to do anymore. All the grouse shooting and everything. The next thing will be shooting. Pheasant shooting.
It'll be specifically the grouse. They're already on them and they're going to hit them again. As soon as they can move over, they'll jump on the grouse shoots. They'll be turning up on shoot days and spending the times fucking on with that. That's what they'll go on to, grouse shooting. And then once they've done grouse shooting, it'll be pheasant and partridge, putting birds down. And then that's it. It's game over after that.
Again, I think the argument being that how do we protect pest management? And it all comes back once again to a license. As much as people do not want to hear it, it helps legitimize our industry, and it helps give it an element of legal protection. So there we go.
I don't think that makes a lot of difference. I think if they want to, it's it's that slippery rolling slope, isn't it?
It's funny you say that, Al, because the thing that they are campaigning for, that the antis are campaigning for more and more and more, is actually licensing of shooting estates. They want that more than anything.
Okay.
Because they can obviously get your license revoked, can't they?
You can get license revoked, but at the same time, if you have a license, then you have a legitimate ability to do what you are doing. It's sanctified by law and government.
But don't we have that anyway?
I mean,
unless something's enforced, there's no point in having a license for something that isn't enforced.
There's a difference between something being sanctified in law and government and people not giving a shit. There's a big difference. I mean, at the moment, we are self-stewarded is our industry, and we do very well despite that fact. But it offers us very little protection when things go wrong. Realistically,
have you won a t-shirt? We'll send you a t-shirt, Sharon, because you asked what size, and you need to text me your address.
Get a little transfer.
So in fact,
do a pineapple on it.
If anybody that's watched live tonight and has taken part wants to text me what size they've got, what size they are, and their address, we'll send them a t-shirt as long as we've got that size.
Now that Hugh's got them, that'll probably happen, because if I had them, it wouldn't fucking happen, would it?
Right. Boys, girls, gulls of all ages.
Guys and girls.
This is the end of 2025. So with that, I don't think we're doing another podcast before, because it'll be the second, will be the next podcast. That's next week, isn't it?
The next podcast we have on Gary Williams from Phoenix Wildlife.
Lovely stuff. Start the year with that. But for everyone listening, me personally, thank you ever so much for sticking with us for yet another year. We're, what is this now? 2.5 years in, 2.5 years deep into this madness. So for me personally, thank you ever so much for kicking about. It's been great fun. Don't know if you guys want to say anything.
Yeah, thanks for supporting us. Thanks everybody for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and follow.
Go for it, man.
God bless you. Bye.
Take care. Thank you for listening to the Beauties and Beasties podcast.